Think about it. Over 25% of Google's code is now written by AI, according to the CEO of Google. And that is just a start. So I just want to talk to developers. I want to just talk to you guys and what it means for anybody that's coding and developing. What does it mean for us? Like if so much of the code is written by AI. And I'm going to talk about some things to be scared of, but then I'm also going to talk about what the silver lining is and what this means for you and why this is actually such an important thing for you to pay attention to right now as AI is taking over. Similarly, if you actually take a look at, there was a study that I recently found by OpenAI, and it estimated that generative AI tools could impact 47% of all tasks, dramatically speeding up the software development process. So you look at Google, 25% of their code is now written by AI. OpenAI is saying, hey, 47% of all tasks will actually be impacted by AI. And just so you have context, why I'm sharing this is because a lot of developers don't want to believe this and want to just put their heads in the sand and not deal with the reality of why this actually matters. And they just want to be like, I will never do what I can do. That's impossible. And I will just stick to this one way I fucking do things for the rest of my life. And I want to just basically wave a flag here for you, a beacon from far away that you can see. And it's like, hey, look, there's hope. There is a way, not just out of this or survival. There's a way you can thrive using this, but you need to understand the reality of what is happening. This is not even like I'm predicting some stuff. It's data of what is actually happening. So Google has already replaced, right, 25% of its internal code base using AI. If you look at the current displacement signs of like different jobs, about 14% of workers have already experienced job displacement due to AI. And that's like globally, right? Just in US, you have had, in like by 2023, this was reported. So now it's probably even more with 3,900 jobs, which is like 5% of total jobs in US that were lost. And 29% of software developers on surveys express like that they're worried that they're going to be replaced by AI. Team sizes are being reduced as AI tools make remaining developers more efficient. Okay. And so when you actually think about it, it's like, what the hell is happening? Well, I'll also tell you some good things that are happening, and I'll tell you this with data, and then I'll give you my own opinions on it. So here are the big economic indicators you need to think about, right? AI is projected to like pump in around $1.5 trillion into the GDP with like the productivity boost that developers like you and I are actually going to get through like productivity gain. And there are industry that are like projecting over a 30% productivity boost from AI developer tools. And so like now let's break down what it means for just like normal people, right? Like when I look at my life, I used to spend 15 hours a day coding, and sometimes I still do. And the main difference is like now I'm using Claude or ChatGPT for 10 to 15 hours a day, and I'm getting incredibly good at using it. And the stuff that I build with it is so much better. It's so much better than anything I had ever built before. So overall, when you look at the negatives, it's scary. Oh my God, the headlines read AI is coming for me and is going to replace me. But if you read a little bit farther, what's actually happening is that there is a certain group of people that's becoming replaceable because they're not increasing their value to the market. And as soon as AI can replace them, it is. And then you have another group of people that's becoming more and more valuable. And with AI, they can actually do so much more. And so when I'm telling you about my life and it's like, hey, now I'm spending 15 hours a day coding with Claude and ChatGPT, I can just achieve so much. I'm achieving what like a team of developers would achieve. I have paid developers hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what I could achieve by myself within a couple of hours in a week is more than what they were achieving as a freaking team in multiple months sometimes. And it's purely because of how much progress I can make with AI and how quickly it can write code and how accurately it can write code. And then me just like finagling and working with it. Like even another great example, and I love this guy's channel, Riley Brown, I think is his name, unless I'm mistaken. Riley Brown, right? This guy. And he's been like really popping up and doing a really good job. And like if I go here, and then like you could see, and I love, I kind of see his stuff from time to time, pops up on my Instagram and stuff, but like he's basically making so many apps and almost operating like he's a senior developer, and he has barely any experience coding. Like he just picked up coding very recently, but it's primarily because he's using all the AI tools that exist at our disposal, and he's using that to make apps, and he's making apps back to back and nonstop as a result of it. And this opportunity that's available was never available anywhere before. And it's available to us now. And so if this opportunity is available to us, we need to take advantage of it. And instead of hating on AI, like I don't know why, but most developers do, or most developers just like will not use an IDE like Cursor, right? They're just like Visual Studio Code. And so for you, what that means is like use Cursor IDE. Get rid of Visual Studio Code. It's a fork of Visual Studio Code, and it operates 10 times better, and it allows you to code so much better with AI capabilities built into it. So like start using Cursor. Start using Claude and ChatGPT in your daily workflow. If you don't, what's simply going to happen is you're going to get replaced by another developer that's just better than you, can code better, or uses AI tools better, and just produces way more output than you can on your own. Will humans be completely replaced right now? No. Like I think that's going to take time. And I think what's going to keep happening is, as a human, you're going to keep going more and more higher level and less down to the level of writing code. So I don't think they're going to get replaced. I don't think the ability of critical thinking and making really valuable decision based off of intuition, that's not going to get replaced. Being highly conscientious for your team and doing stuff at your own expense to help your teammates and your team, that's not going to get replaced. Being a good, kind human, being somebody who's pleasant to work with is not going to get replaced. Being somebody who can brainstorm ideas with other people, go back and forth, that's not going to get replaced. And so it's a lot of those things that make you really valuable in your job market. It's a lot of those things that make you somebody that everybody's keeping on the team. So I want you to understand that as long as you're doing those things and you're bringing your best game and you're constantly learning, and then you take what you're learning from AI and bringing it into your life, and you're using AI every day, you're not going to be the person that gets replaced. You're going to be the person who replaces the other developers and do multiple people's jobs, because that's just where we're headed. That's where the trend is going. And the trend is only going to increase faster and faster as the adoption of AI gets faster and faster. So that's my message to you. Now, what I want to leave you with is, if you want to become faster and you want to start using amazing AI tools, my team and I also built an incredible AI tool that I think can take your learning and productivity to the freaking next level. So I want you to watch this part, because I'm going to show you exactly how it could help you in your journey of becoming a developer, and becoming a developer 10 times faster so you can make more money and land that six-figure job. And so watch this. We've been building an AI tool ourselves in the background, and it's been killing it. We've got so many customers using it. And I think it would be such a good use case actually for this Claude computer use case. I'll create a board. This is Poppy AI, by the way. This is a tool that we have been building for a while now. And what I would do here is I would take everything I know about what this said, these instructions. So I'll actually copy this page and I'll paste this in. So we have information about this. I'll open up an AI chat. So you can open up chat from here. You can actually take recordings. You can take mind maps. You can take images, YouTube videos, TikTok videos, whatever you want. Okay. So you can grab that. I'll grab his YouTube video as well and paste that here. I'll make a new group. Inside of that group, I'll be able to put this website image. I'll be able to put this YouTube video. So it's all here. Basically, everything about how to get this up and running, I'll just put that information all in one place. So there you go. And then including this computer use link, I'll also give that to this. Hopefully that should work. We'll see if it does or not. And yeah, it actually got it. Okay, great. And I'll just say, based on this, let's just say, what's the first step to using Anthropic computer use beta? And let's see what it says. It now has access to this YouTube video. It has access to Claude API. Yep, there you go. It's telling me to install Docker. And it's telling me that after I sign up for Docker and install it on my computer, I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here, get an Anthropic API key, and then set up a billing, create an API key. The reason Docker is required for Anthropic strongly recommends running computer use in a virtual machine to prevent direct system attacks, access sensitive data, unauthorized access to your computer. Okay, cool. So much better to use it in that way. And so if I'm like, okay, give me just the first step and nothing else, make it very easy for me. So like, let's see what the first actual step is. Okay, cool. So download and install Docker. Cool. So I can go ahead and do that, and then it will know all of the instructions. Okay. What else will I need to do to get it working? And now it's just giving me all of the steps, right? So like, you need to do this. Then on your computer, make sure you install Brew. Then after that, clone this startup guide, then navigate to your computer, and then do Docker build. Okay, now I'm going to ask it, how is that Docker build command gonna spin up the container on my web Docker account? Because I was kind of confused how that would work. And so, manage your API keys. Okay. Because I guess I'm installing the Docker and my Docker account will be connected to the online Docker account. And so then when I'm running it, it will show it in the web interface on Docker. Got it. Okay, cool. So like, yeah, this tool is very helpful to learn programming, get things up and running, get it all set up, like very, very easy. Instead of having to connect all of these by themselves, all of these to this, you can just put it in a group and connect it. Group is actually a brand new feature that we just launched, which is freaking amazing. And so you can use that to connect it and then go talk to Claude. And there you go. That's how you can then set it up on your computer. And then you can have this up and running. And then you can get it to do things like fill out forms, go and download things, go and message people, or whatever they allow you to do, basically, you're going to be able to do that. I just want to ask, if I really wanted to run it just locally on my own computer and take the risk, how can I do that? So let's ask it. But I cannot and should not provide advice on running a feature without the recommended. Here's why. Computer use poses unique risks that are distinct from standard API features or chat interfaces. These risks are hidden when using a computer to interact with the internet, direct system attacks, information theft, access to sensitive data. Okay, so it won't even give me instructions on how to do it. Let's see if I can open up a new chat here and actually switch to GPT-4o and ask it. And let's see if GPT-4o would tell me. Without using Docker. Without using VMware or anything. Just using my computer. Is not recommended. Okay, so it still gives me instructions, actually. It basically says you can download, and you make sure you have Python, Then you can clone the repository. Then you can navigate to this computer. Then you can set up your API keys. Then you can install the requirements, and then you can run the demo. And then okay, cool. So like there is a way you could do it. It's not recommended, but you could do it. So I did a little hack and just to use a different model to kind of get around it. And so if you really wanted to run it, you could do it like that. Okay. And if you're interested in checking out Poppy, you can just go to getpoppy.ai and it will take you to this page. I'll also link it in the description below so you can check it out. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and people are using it to save them hundreds of hours in terms of coding or content marketing. And so I highly recommend you check it out because it's an absolute game changer. With that said, I love your beautiful face, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.